Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Or if this video is what brings you here, I must greet you specially. I hope that you like what you see and you make the decision to stay. So today I'm going to be making Tom Brown. Backstory, okay, you guys know I like stories. I tasted it for the first time in my uni days, probably in 200 level or final year 400 level, and it was my friend Alice Onoja that gave it to me. She might not remember, but shout out to you, Alice. Ever since I tasted Tom Brown that first time, the memory of it has just remained in my mind. I believe there's a word for that. Remembering the smell or taste or untaste of something and how it made you feel at the time. I don't know, but yeah, the fact that there's granite in Tom Brown is what makes it all the better for me. Like, I love granite so much. Anybody who knows me knows that Tom Brown is a combination of yellow corn, Guinea corn, millet, soya beans, granite. I also add ginger for flavor. um I've tried to do Tom Brown in different ways in the past, and I've finally come to rest with this particular method that I'm going to be showing you today, because I believe that this is the easiest, simplest, and as a matter of fact, as far as I'm concerned, in my opinion, the best method. I'm not going to be adding any sweetener like dates or tiger nuts, nothing of such. I've tried that in the past and I didn't quite like how it went. I'm just going to make my Tom Brown with these grains that I've mentioned, and then whenever I want to take it, I'll add my date syrup. And if you're curious about how to make date syrup, I have a video on that you can check out as well. I was supposed to make this video yesterday, but I wasn't quite sure about the weather. Even today, I'm not quite sure, but I just don't want to keep putting it off because I had to endure taking custard this morning. I don't enjoy custard at all, but this one I love, my whole family loves, my kids love. I'm talking too much already, aren't I? Let's just get into it. So the first thing I'm going to be doing will be washing my grains, which I have here already. So I'm going to start off with the corns, and there's usually a lot of dirt and stuff in the corn, in your grains, so you just want to pick as much as possible out, or you can just go ahead to start washing and pick while you wash. The measurements for making Tom Brown is usually a problem. It's usually confusing, but it really doesn't have to be. As a rule of thumb, your corns, your yellow corn and your Guinea corn, are the base ingredients for Tom Brown. So whatever quantity of your corns, sweet yellow corn or Guinea corn, I keep saying sweet corn, I mean yellow corn and Guinea corn, your soya beans and your millet just have to be half the quantity of your corns. Your granules doesn't have to be so much, else it will make your Tom Brown very pasty. So I just make it a quarter of the quantity of my corns. So this is one mudu of yellow corn. I also have one mudu of Guinea corn here. Then I have half mudu of millet here, half mudu of soya beans, and 2 cups of groundnuts. So I'm just going to show you as I go. Let's just get to it. So this is all the debris from my corn. I'm just going to drain that out. I'm washing it for the second time. So now I'm just going to bring it in my basket. There's little or no sand here, but some of them can be really dirty, and you say it's just better to wash your grains before using them. I'm just going to take it outside now and dry it on a sack already spread on the ground. The weather is really changing. I'm just praying to God to hold the rain. It should just rain somewhere else, but not today. Not here, not today. Alright, so I'll be right back. This one looks a bit dirty, so let's see if it's dirtier than the yellow corn. So just in case this is your first time trying Tom Brown, or maybe you're not quite sure what this is Guinea corn, and it comes in two species. There's the white one and this red one, red or whatever color this is, orange. So but I prefer to use this one for my Tom Brown. Maybe for kunu aya or something you can use the white species, but this one is just fine for Tom Brown because after all it's supposed to be brown, right? So yeah. Another story I should probably tell is how the first time I made Tom Brown, the first version of it I ever made, was while I was pregnant, about 3 months pregnant. I couldn't keep anything down. I was always throwing up, so I felt that since Tom Brown was such a nutritious cereal, if I could manage to take it, it was going to provide me enough nutrition to last me until I was finally able to eat proper food again. So that was the first time ever that I made Tom Brown. Since then, I've made Tom Brown a couple of times. When I weaned my twins, I made Tom Brown. That was the time I used dates for sweetener. They didn't like it as much as they do now, but yeah. Instead of pap, I just prefer this one because it contains a lot more grains. This woman I bought these grains from, her grains are not dirty. Last time I made Tom Brown, grains were very, very dirty. See, water is not as cloudy as the first time, so I guess this is okay. I'm just going to take it out of the water now. Smaller basket because the holes on the other one were just too large and it was falling through. So there appears to be a lot of sand underneath this one, so I'm trying to be careful. So I'm done washing. Again, I'm just going to take this out so it can drain and also dry considerably before I roast later. Okay, now it's time for our soya beans, and this is half a noodle of soya beans. So this is my 2 cups of granules. That millet was very dirty. Please guys, if you're going to be making anything at home, especially if children are going to consume it, or even if children are not going to consume it, even you self, you deserve good things. Please wash them. The last thing I'm going to be washing is my ginger, and this is just ginger worth about 100 naira. It's already dried, it was already cut and dried. No, you can't use fresh ginger because this is not pap, this is Tom Brown and it has to be dry. So yes, dry ginger, not fresh ginger. So these are the grains. This is me drying them. I just spread them out to dry over here. And yes, you have to dry them separately until you're done roasting before you can combine. Hi guys, so it's been about 3 days, 3 to 4 days since I made the last video. Yes, it ended up raining on that day and I couldn't finish drying the grains. Next couple of days I was quite busy, so I couldn't get down to doing it until today. But I've been getting the backlashes from not having done this up till now. Even the custard we're managing itself has finished, so I just have to get it done today. So in the middle of getting the grains out from outside that day, because I was hoping against hope that it wasn't going to rain, I kind of backed up last minute, so it was already raining and I couldn't get the chance to separate the grains. So everything got jumbled up kind of. I tried to separate them. At least I separated the soya beans, which is what we need to be dehusked, and the rest, there's bits and bits of grains in one another, but we're going to manage and see how we're going to roast without anyone getting burnt. I'm in the kitchen already. My yellow corn is already on fire, so let's get to it. So this is my yellow corn already on fire. So you don't want it to burn. That means once it starts to pop, you start to stir around so it doesn't turn to popcorn. And like I said, you can see that there's bits of Guinea corn here. So what to note is you want to use a wide pot. This is the widest pot I have that I can possibly use for this purpose. And I can't use a frying pan because a frying pan is flat and this is a lot of grains. And I'm also using low heat to roast this. That way it has enough time to roast without actually getting burnt. Yellow corn is usually a bright yellow, right? A bright yellow, almost like orange. But if you notice, most of them are already turning pale, like pale yellow, most of it. So to get it evenly turned, I have to just keep stirring, and this is what you don't want. I'm distracted with this video thing, so some of it's already getting burnt and turning to popcorn. So in case you are wondering, I don't put any sand or anything under or in my pot before the grains. There's no need for that. Just the pot, a dry pot like this, on low heat. So I'm going to roast my guinea corn now. This is mostly guinea corn. Don't mind that there's some yellow corn in it. Our guinea corn has already started popping, so I'm just going to keep stirring it so it doesn't burn. And you really don't want to leave this and go far, or leave it unattended or unsupervised. This has been on fire for barely 5 minutes and it's already popping. And this is even low heat. You guys see, our guinea corn is already turning to popcorn. Time to roast the millet. This millet is a combination of millet, guinea corn, yellow corn, but it's mostly millet. So let's do this. Oops. Another way to know that your grains are ready or done roasting is actually by tasting. They get crunchier as they get done. Remember that you washed them, so there was a bit of moisture in them, even though you dried. Roasting is supposed to help get off most of the remaining moisture. So I'm just going to turn this into the basin along with the corns. It's time to roast our soya beans. I don't want my soya beans to burn, so I'm just going to take it off the fire now. I'm going to be turning my soya beans separately. Remember that it has to go through the husking first. Let's put our groundnuts on fire now. This is 2 cups of groundnuts, guys. I've eaten up to about half a cup raw. But yeah, about the soya beans. Apparently, the husking soya beans raises the protein level. Even though soya beans are already very rich in protein, it further raises it, which is why it's advisable to dehusk. I thought it was just maybe the chaff was quite stubborn or difficult to grind or something. I wasn't quite sure. But yeah, that's the reason I found online. Some people don't add soya beans because some people are allergic to soya beans and even groundnuts, but I love the addition. I like the smell of soya beans, and I already mentioned before that I love groundnuts, so yeah, these 5 do it for me. But putting ginger in your Tom Brown definitely adds a really nice flavor. So I'm just going to wait for this to be ready and we'll just combine and take to meal. I don't know about why people don't roast their grains before making Tom Brown, but I definitely know that roasting your grains takes the taste to another level. Like, take for instance your groundnuts. Groundnuts taste a lot better when you roast them. So I know that that's how it is with the rest of the grains and even them combined. Plus, guys, look at this beautiful jamboree of colors. This is so beautiful. And our soya beans hasn't even gone in yet. So I'm just going to take this now. The soya beans I have I have my soya beans separately here. I'm not going to mix them together like I said. We're going to have to dehusk this one first. So I'm going to take you guys through the process. So let me just get dressed and go. Even though I'm super tired, it's been over 2 hours in the kitchen, but it's totally worth it. See you guys later. Hi guys, so it's about 6:30 a.m. and I'm about to make Tom Brown for breakfast for my kids to have before going to school. So here I have the powder already as I ground and showed you. I'm just going to mix it into a paste. You want to make sure that you don't put too much water. So you need to be putting the water gradually and just mix into a paste. I already have a pot of water on fire. So my water is already boiling and this is just what you need. I'm just going to add my Tom Brown now and stir. Stir a little more. And now I will just let it boil. It's going to take about 5 minutes to be ready, not too long, but you can see that it's already starting to boil. So it's been about 5 minutes and our Tom Brown is boiling vigorously. You can see that it has thickened. It's going to be sticking underneath the pot, but that's okay. I'm just going to let it for another 1 minute and then I'll drop it and serve, because as it cools it gets even thicker. So you'll notice that I didn't cover my pot. You don't want to cover your pot because there's likelihood of your Tom Brown boiling over and spilling. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope that you did enjoy it and that you learned how to make Tom Brown, and you're going to try it out as well. Please give this video a thumbs up, share it to people you think might be helpful to. Leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you. We're running late for school. I have to go now, but if this is your first time here and you haven't yet subscribed, I would like for you to consider subscribing because there is more where this came from. Until I see you guys in another video, take care. Bye.